Okay. So let's start. Thank you very much for coming. I mean, after lunch, 4:30, I think you are heroes. I would sleep all the afternoon, so thank you very much for coming. My name is Esteve Graels. I'm an architect working in Salesforce here in Spain, in the Barcelona office. And today, and because I knew that Paulo would allow me to speak to you in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, my goal today is explain you one new thing, very concrete topic, not difficult. It's not going to be a bunch of code. I'm not going to give you something very difficult, but it's something that I think and I truly believe that everybody working on projects needs to know, okay? Because it's going to be helpful. It's going to open your mind on some of the most difficult topics that we have on Salesforce, which is release management. Release management. We got many people, probably, I mean, being honest, who doesn't have any problem on release management on Salesforce projects? I mean, everybody that I know, everybody that I work with, all have concerns, all have some issues. Always they are solved. They are good, very good tools on the market. But today, something that appeared recently as a general available for all of us, I think we need to understand and to know it, okay? So it doesn't matter if you are a developer, you are an administrator, whatever, it's very easy to understand, and I'll try to explain it, okay? So this is my goal for this afternoon, okay? On release management today, my view, all of us are in a restaurant where we have two main choices. If you're an ISV, you don't have any choice. You have to go for locked packages. Have anybody work with locked packages? Well, you feel the pain, okay? I share your pain, okay? On the other half, customers that don't use locked packages, they're dealing with the other side, with the other main course that we have, which is the happy soup. I don't know who invented that word, but sometimes it's not that happy, okay? And everybody knows that. For managing the metadata, we have tools like change sets, very easy to understand, very easy to use, very limited, in my honest opinion. Change sets, they are the next, the ant on all the scripts we have with the ant, managing them, making them bigger, trying to explain. 1 month later, when you wrote some of these scripts, now you think, who wrote that? And you did it. Someone here is. So, wouldn't be wonderful if we could, because honestly, we're not talking about technologies here. For me, what we're talking is about paradigms. What is a paradigm? A paradigm is that I would like to work with people that are not technical, with my project managers, and explain them what they're asking me. They're asking me to use releases. They're asking me to produce versions. They don't asking me to get a bunch of metadata and throw it to Copado and Copado release it. No. They just want to know what's the software that they have on the org. So wouldn't it be nice to keep my knowledge, to keep the flexibility that the metadata provides, but having a paradigm of lock of packages? So the answer is yes. The answer is called and is named unlock packages. Unlock packages, general available from Winter 19, is the new technology that Salesforce offers us to release metadata, but using the packaging paradigm, okay? And what is really, really nice is that it's done in a very easy way for us. We don't have to deal with the complexity, I would say, about locked packages, okay? So this is the new menu, the new special that we have on the restaurant. What is really nice as well about locked packages is that it's completely integrated with the CLI. If you use, I'm pretty sure that most of you use the CLI, packages, unlocked packages, are completely integrated and are thought to be used with automation, okay? So we have probably the goods of the two paradigms that we like, and maybe few of the cons, okay? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Okay? What is the process? Because how do we manage? How can I implement that on my projects? How can I explain that to my colleagues? So it's easy. I write code. I don't care if I will package some way or another way. I just code. And then I create an unlocked package. This unlocked package, as we will see in the demo that I have, can be done through code, through our CLI, or can be done directly on our org. If you don't know it, the package manager inside our orgs now is able to produce unlocked packages, okay? Next, what I create are beta versions. Beta versions of a package allow us to code, test, new version, code, test, new version. So I have a small release cycle for me working on the code that I've chose, okay? Once I've tested, when I have deployed to scratch orgs, sandboxes, wherever, and I think is working fine, what I create is a release version. We call it promote. It's the final. We can get that package, create it for us, which is just another version of the package we were working before, and promote it to any org that we like, which is great. I don't need to go to a specific org. I don't need to go to a production org. I can deliver it to any org that I like. Okay? So that's it. This is the process. It's not difficult. The difficulties will be on the things that I didn't say, and the things that I will say at the end, okay? One example, and I think if you're interested in that, you should do something like that, is go to Trailhead, go to the applications available for us, and I took recipes. Recipes is an application built by the guys at the development evangelist group in Salesforce that is using Lightning Web Components, the data service, composition, events, and so on and so on. So it's a complete application, okay? The first thing that I did is just cloned. I just cloned the source and get it on my computer, okay? So to use it, to deploy it, what I need is to create a new project, okay? And connect it to our DevHub org. Somebody is not familiarized with DevHub orgs? Okay, that's great. Okay. So the next thing is just one line of code or about 3 clicks on our org. This is the way that I create a package on the CLI. Create a package create, I give it a name, I give it a description, I say to the CLI that I want an unlock package, I say which is the directory that I want to work for, I say that there is no namespace required, and the DevHub in the work that will be used. That's all. That's all I need to do. There's nothing else. The magic starts to appear because the CLI automatically updates my project files to include that I created a package. I don't need to do anything. It's done by the CLI on my name. Okay, that's great. This is the lines If you review the presentation afterwards, is the lines that will appear are those bold lines, okay? Do I need to do that on the CLI? No, 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 not at all. You can go to the package manager, take an Apex class, take an object, a custom object, standard object, and include all the dependencies. The package manager will take all the dependencies for that Apex class, for that object, automatically for you. And you will have that package created, okay? Which is really nice as well, because dependencies, I think someone, the guy that invented the happy soup, is going to invent the happy dependency hell, that it will appear with that, okay? Once that I have the package, I need to work with that package. I need to include code in that package. So the first thing that I would do is create a scratch org. Create a scratch org for unlock packages is not modified. I just do it as the way I do it every day. I create a scratch org, and as you see, is created that way, okay? So if you remember the slide, what I said is the first thing that I need is to create a beta version of the package. So I need to create that beta. That beta is created with a line that nobody can understand. So create a version of the package that is belonging to the package, call it recipes dreamOlé, on that directory with a secret key to avoid that people that get that package couldn't install it if they don't know the secret key, and wait, because these processes takes time, sorry, okay? So this is the way we create a version, a beta version. What I can do with that, I can install it in every org, in any sandbox, in any scratchpad, which is not a production. This is great, why? Because I can create a scratch org with the capabilities that I want. I can create a scratch org that has Commerce Cloud, that has enabled Service Cloud, and another one that is only Sales Cloud. Or is a Sales Cloud with some lock packages that some of you created, and I have them, and I can test them. And what is really, really nice is I can do that in an automated way. I can create the package, I can release the version and throw it to all the orgs, to all the scratch orgs, all the sandboxes that I like. So the time that it would took me to do that is reduced by half, okay? It's more or less understandable? No? So once you have created and you have tested and you have went through all the tests and the release on non-production orgs, what I need to do, you need to do something very strange, very difficult. Promote this package version with these recipes on dreamOlé. Wow, but what is this that appears here? What appears here is something that I didn't say because I was waiting for that, is that not only every time you create a beta version, you have another package, but the CLI will as well update your project files to reflect that. So you have versions and you don't need to worry about them because they are managed by the CLI. So you have the option of create so many versions, so many beta versions as you want, and promote the one that you desire, okay? This is the true magic here. You don't need to worry about the cycle. The life cycle is made for you, okay? Do I need to do something else? No. I don't need to go to the hell of locking packages. Is that all that I need? I promote a version that I have, and I can deploy it on a production org or every other org. This is something that confuses people. Once I promote a package, I can deploy it everywhere. So the project manager that I was working for and asked me to provide a new version of that application, my answer now is you have it on production, but I can deploy it wherever you want, wherever you need, whenever you need to find this fix, okay? So I don't need to pull the code from some source code tool, deploy it, and test it. I have a package. Maybe I have the link of the package, and I deploy it everywhere I go, okay? When I install a package, there is something that there's something new. No, absolutely not. It's the same thing that I've seen with locked packages. The only thing that I realize is that this package is unlocked. So, and this is something that I wouldn't do, but you can do it. You can go where the package is installed and modify the metadata because it's not locked. You can go and modify the metadata, as I say, okay? Here is the happy speech, okay? Here is the technology. I think it's easy. What's the problem? The difficult is that I said, I create packages. I want to take a project, the project that I'm working on my company, and I need to cut it, chop it, and then I want to have versions and go to the life cycle. But what's the problem? The problem is when I cut something, or I have a good strategy on cutting, or otherwise I will cut the person in two. But it's not, it's not something that I like. Okay? So in real projects, the thing is not about technology. The thing is not about unlocking packages that you will have it on there first. The thing is, how can I cut this project, or how can I think the new project to have my separate pieces that can work independently, that can evolve independently. So this is the magic thing, and this is going to be your problem, my problem, okay? The problem is not in the technology. I think that this is the clear message that I want to add. When I'm telling you that the problem is going to be on dependencies, and unlocked packages can, and there's no problem, depending on another unlocked packages, depending on locked packages, and depending to other metadata. There's no problem, okay? So if there is no problem because I have flexibility, I have some constraints. If I need to promote a package that is depending on an object that is in another package, my release train is very clear. Or I deploy the object before the dependency, or I will have an error, okay? That's clear, yeah? As I said, unlocked packages are really easy to automate, and I encourage you to do that because it's something that if we internalize, if we use the capabilities on the CLI on Salesforce DX, we will have it, our time will go in a manner that we can do other things, okay? Something that is being addressed now in Salesforce and in the articles that are published is how I work with unlocked packages and the branching schema. What I say is, okay, I'm creating packages, but the source of this package is on a GitHub, is on a Bitbucket. How my release lifecycle with the branching schema, creating branches and deploying those is mixed. So it's something that you're going to face as well, okay? And if you don't know, I'm pretty sure most of you know, there is a new tool called metadata coverage that will tell you exactly what is covered by the metadata happy soup, by locked packages, but as well within locked packages. Please go to that site. It's always available for everyone, so you can check what you can package and what you can't not package. Okay. And I think, and it's not something that there is any release team here for release management tools. But what we see every day, today I saw it again, is the train on top, where I do things in a manner that I always see something that go by a step. I go to that org, and then I promote to that org, and then I go, yes? This is something that it makes no sense. It makes no sense because I don't want to follow that pattern. I want to follow another pattern. I want to follow that I have packages, that I have applications, that I have common objects, abstraction layers that I deployed to orgs, to all the orgs that I want. So, do you understand? If your applications are based on objects, code, and user interface, why I cannot do that? You can do that now. If you are a Java developer like me, is where I was most surprised when I joined Salesforce. I was used to have different words, different jars, and here I don't have them. But now I can, okay? So it's not a, if in anybody team in the room, I mean, there's no problem. If you want to know more, please check all those articles. I really recommend, there is a 4-series article by Zane Turner, which is evangelist on Salesforce. Please, if you want to understand, if you want to go deep, please check those articles. They are not long, but really, really good, okay? If you're more about videos, go to the video site. And if you want to try a step-by-step with the code available to everyone, go to the last one, which is another application available on Trailhead, okay? So that's all. I don't know if I was too fast, but the message that I wanted to give you was one. We have a new paradigm, which is supported by a technology that can be very useful for us. It's changing your minds. I know it changed mine, but if you need to work on that way, you have it already, okay? So that's all. Thank you very much. Any questions? No? Sleepy? Okay.
Maybe stupid question.
No, they are not stupid questions.
Can I put the same metadata in 2 different unlock packages? So I don't know the same custom field. Can be 2 different unlock packages?
No. But my answer is no, from a perspective, if it was possible by technology, I wouldn't recommend never to do that. Because when you have an object, this object belongs to something that you cut it and package it, okay? So on this package must be isolated from the others, okay? Can have dependencies as well. But if you could have the same object replicated, at the end you would have something that is a mess, okay?
So I understand that the unlock packages are useful for distributing reusable code between multiple products, or modularizing big products into smaller modules.
But not so small.
Yeah. So when it comes to creating a managed package, a locked normal managed package in the packaging org with a namespace, you need to deploy the code into the packaging org. So how would you deal with this? Do you need to install those unmanaged unlocked packages first and then deploy your code before creating a package? And what is the upgrade process? So my unlocked package is a new version. Do I need to uninstall the previous package and install the new one? And is it still multi-stage process, install, uninstall, or can it just be automated?
This is a great question, and I forgot to mention one. Answering you on the first one. If your locked packages have dependencies on your locked packages or anything else, your release train, this one must be first. Yes. No doubt. Okay? But the other question that you have it in mind and you don't say it is, in my current projects, is it possible to cut them if I use namespaces? How do I deal with them? The answer is, in the documentation and the docs is very clear. Download all your metadata, cut it, and use no namespace. You remember that on one of the slides I said no namespace? It was on purpose, because no namespace allows me to download an object, modify it, no namespace it, and upload it again. So the package will overwrite the project. If I namespace that object with other ones, once it's uploaded, it will fail because it's present in the data meta with no namespace. It's what happens to all the ISVs on your daily basis. Okay? More questions? I'll be around. I can talk in Catalan much better than English or Spanish. Not better than English, but so thank you very much for coming, okay?